Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Driving Around in Circles. I will be your host, Byron, and with me, as always, is the future of Squirrel Paste, Travis Wallace.
Yep, that's me, Squirrel Paste.
Indeed. Right now, the camera is absolutely loving Rick Martel with his blue bumper and banana-shaped thingamabob. That is a nice camera angle. I like that.
Yeah, I'm liking all the new ones that I'm seeing.
Heck yeah. I have no idea what track this is. I don't know a damn thing about what's going on, other than apparently we're driving elongated VW bugs.
Yeah, something like that. We are in wine country for this round. Second to last round on the schedule. Sonoma, California.
Well, I'm in whiskey country right now myself.
Yes. With the World Touring Car layout.
Ooh.
So it stays straight right here. It's perfect. He's going into it. You come down and you're going to hit the bus stop, and then it'll carry you back onto the regular circuit.
Bus stop?
Yeah, not a big difference, but it's a fun little circuit.
We have Jonathan Kenny, who does not own Rocket League and therefore is a lower mortal. We're trying to bully Javier into buying Rocket League right now.
I think we're trying to bully everyone into buying Rocket League.
I mean, that's true. It's if you don't have Rocket League, you have until the June 9th to take advantage of the sale. And after that, you are just probably going to be relegated to Holland, and Mike Stoffmeal will kick you in the liver repeatedly.
Absolutely. Speaking of Mike Stoffmeal, that is your pole sitter for this round. Followed in P2 by Martin Peterman, then Carl Vega, Travis Wallace, Sean Kinney rounds out the top five. Josiah Jerome hitting 6th place on the grid here. Alex Kruger, Noah Robbins, Jesse Hampton, Alex Loeffler is going to round out the top 10. And now we wait on everybody to jump onto the grid.
Bunch of slackers.
I think they get out there pretty quick this time. Maybe not.
Ooh, very nice.
I thought it did. It felt like it went pretty quick. And we should see a pretty good start. These cars, not much power, as they are pretty old. So the launching from a standstill is a lot easier than some of the other cars in the sim.
I believe these cars were manufactured back in 1791.
We'll go with it.
Excellent. I like the little referee trash cans we have on the side.
Yeah, it's important to have a clean track.
Be kind, please recycle.
All right, everybody's on the grid. Lights are coming on at the flag stand.
Flagstaff? I thought this was in California.
And they're out. Here we go. By laying down some rubber on the initial start. And then we should see it fall to single file pretty quickly here. It's a very tight, very technical course. A little bit of hip checking up front. The other two
Camera
cars.
Currently loving Kirill the Crocodile Vega.
Yeah, there we go. It's like just about the whole field's already single file. Took about 4 corners.
If you're drinking along at home, anytime Travis refers to himself in the third person, you have to drink.
Ooh. Just a little warning to that. I don't know what the battling situation was like in the rest of the field, but that may be a lot, so get the whole bottle ready.
Hell yeah.
Peterman and Vega doing a little bit of rubbing there. Going through the carousel.
Coming through.
So we're getting a nice shot of the ST Suspensions billboard. Can never plug too many sponsors. Not a sponsor.
I enjoy the track where I get to talk about guns and cheese. I don't remember which one that is. But there's one billboard that says real cheese people, which means that every time I get to reference a racer, they become real cheese people in and of themselves. And there's one for Henry Rifles on that same course, if I remember correctly. So not only do I want to buy guns, but I want to eat cheese.
Well, then I guess the billboards are doing their job.
I guess I should just move to Milwaukee.
Sounds like a plan.
Indeed.
So, that's one lap in the books, and looks like we may have someone. Hurst off at the hairpin there at the end of the lap. Not sure what happened there. The camera missed it.
Listen, gentlemen, if you're Dixon Hurst, you might want to see a doctor. He can get you some cream. And Dixon, if you're out there listening, these are all jokes that I'm sure you've heard before. Listen, I'm not going to claim to be original.
So, looks like your top four are stretching out from the rest of the field. I think that was contact that caused the separation there. I can't recall right offhand, but it is a big gap, about 3.5 seconds back to your fifth place of Josiah Jerome, up one spot from where he started on the grid today.
Listen, I'm all for contact, but stop picking on Josiah.
Well, I think he made it.
Man off the board.
I think he capitalized off of the contact that happened.
Well, listen, I'm all for contact, especially if Josiah Jerome capitalizes. There was a particularly funny GIF up in the Academy race chat earlier today. I can't remember who did it, but I believe it was the Superbad reference of, I can't catch that kid. He's like some sort of freak. He's the fastest kid in the world.
Oh, it's such a good movie.
I've never actually seen it, and probably never actually will.
Oh, it's great.
I understand that people enjoy it, but it's just nowhere on the list for me. I'm sorry. I'll just rewatch Anchorman.
Yeah, everybody's got their own taste. I like Anchorman as well.
And if you haven't seen the movie Lake Placid, you are fucking all the way up. But as long as we're talking about movies, we got race fans on board. There's an animated movie from Japan called Redline, and that is a boatload of fun. Great action, great soundtrack. Hand animated. It took them years to hand animate this goddamn movie, and it made zero money at the box office, and it's a tragedy, and everybody owes it to themselves to track that down and watch Redline.
That's a sad story, but I'll find somewhere to bootleg it and watch it.
That's fine, too. I bootlegged it and watched it several times, but now I own it on Blu-ray.
Nice.
I could recommend a few torrent sites if you like.
So the top four holding pretty much where they have been the whole time so far. So we're about 5 minutes into this one, and nothing happening up front.
Because stuff was boring. God, what a loser.
I will go into, I guess, after the race, I'll go into a full rundown of my thoughts on the on the balancing and the ballast and that kind of stuff that we're throwing in here. Stoffmill did
might as well just go into it.
Well, I'll wait until the end. I don't want to give anything away. But the Stoffmill offered to be the guinea pig for it, and I would say that it's working quite well. And I think we may be at the point where we're ready to start handing it down to some of the other drivers in the field.
I think Mike needs to carry at least 3 ponies.
Well, right now he's got about a small dog in there with him. Obviously, mine's in American units, whatever we do. You see how educated we are.
It's like
whatever American units are. It was 22 pounds, which is like 40-ish kilograms.
What's that in Fahrenheit?
Maybe a little less. I don't remember. Maybe 30, 35, somewhere around there. But it seemed to work well. Obviously, he was still Mike Stoffmill and very fast. But as you can see, he's got 3 guys. Granted, it's 3 of the pretty fast guys that are in ESR. We're still missing a few, but it was a good test of how the ballasting is coming along, and I think it's working out pretty well.
I agree, because I have no frame of reference, and I'm very agreeable.
Well, we're over 5 minutes in, and Stoffmill has under a 5-second lead, under a 1-second lead. So
that's usually a good sign.
Yeah, it'll make it more entertaining for us to watch. We'll get to see the leader, and it'll also make it more entertaining for the drivers on the track, including Mike Stoffmill. He can actually race with other cars now, rather than all by his lonesome.
Well, all you need to really do is shoot off the plaid shell, and that'll take care of that.
You know, if I could have picked one up, I would have.
Mike Magus and I were watching the Japanese pro wrestling as being broadcast from Dallas, Tejas this afternoon. And it was very enjoyable. We had a good time. And I applaud anybody who looks into the wrestling and enjoys it as well.
Man, y'all should have hit me up.
I probably would have.
Binging Stranger Things.
Oh, well, I mean, don't do that. Watch the wrestling.
I don't know, man. Season 3 was really good.
I have not even seen season 1.
Oh, you're missing it, man.
Probably. I hear people telling me that, but then again, I hear that about literally every TV show. Most of my friends come down the pipe and like, are you watching this is the better you need to watch fucking Numbers. Like, yeah, I watched 4 or 5 episodes, it was entertaining, and I never watched it again.
Yeah, I mean, shows like that are, I mean, they got good episodes and, you know, stuff like that, but
it's no NCIS.
I mean, that is my favorite of those type of shows, little cop dramas. But even that one is not one that I will sit there and binge watch.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I think the last time I watched an episode, it was like the season before DiNozzo's last season, and I just couldn't bring myself to watch him leave. I was sad.
It's like we got a race on for the lead.
Get him! Put him in the wall!
And, something has happened to Carl Vega. Nope, there he is. He's still there. I see him in the background.
Was it perhaps a large dose of intravenous narcotics?
It could have been. It very well could have been.
I will have his parole officer called immediately.
These cars, man, they're fun to drive, but they're so slow. You see an almost 2-second gap, and you're like, wow, they're way back there. But then you get the camera shot, and they're like 4 car lengths behind. It's just that's 2 seconds. So the timing boards might be a little misleading. The battles are probably closer than you're thinking they are from the spread in the field.
Well, yeah, I'm used to like Josiah Jerome's 9 seconds back from Vega, and I'm used to that being like most of an entire lap.
Yeah, and in the wide shots here, you can still see him back there.
Yeah.
Oh, big slide there from Peterman. These things, man, with these old school chassis, the engines are behind the rear wheels. I mean, they are way back there, and you can definitely feel the weight.
How do you not drive around just doing wheelies the entire time?
This corner here, actually, there's a little bump coming out of it. And if you can get the car set up right, where you can get on the power early, it felt like it was lifting the front wheel off the ground, the inside one.
You guys just have like tons of snacks stored in the front?
Yeah, that's what you got to do to keep the front tires on the ground. You got to load up the trunk with luggage.
Hell yeah.
And Vega has closed that gap now. And all over the back of Peterman once again. The top 4 nose to tail again. And he's going to go for the dive on him. Woo! Gets the door slammed shut. No harm, no foul, though. Everybody's still rolling. I don't know if it was just the setup that I had in my car, but those S-curves were very sketchy.
Well, then I would recommend having at least 4 tires on each axle at all times.
That's too many tires.
Well, you say that, but you'd never run out of traction.
Probably right. Nah, and you can probably tell if you watch the gap here between myself and the other cars around me. During the high speed sections here, I lose a little bit of time, but then when we hit there's a section towards the back side of the track that's pretty slow, and then the last sector of the course from the bus stop around the hairpin and all that's a little slower. And I felt like I had an upper hand on everybody that I was racing against there. I went with less camber and a little bit softer than the roll bars and stuff probably should have been. And I could tell that the car was not happy, especially in the S's, anything high speed. But the low speed, it really helped. So it's I guess there's two ways to set the car up for this track, I guess.
I don't know what any of that means, and I want to push you into a locker because you're a huge nerd.
I've been told. I've been told. I might be a little large to fit inside a locker nowadays, though.
Yeah, well, join the club. I think actually you and I are probably around about the same size.
Be close.
I have more booze weight.
I lose my weight from slinging booze, so.
Hey, there you go.
Let's see. We're good. Almost 10. No, we're over 10 minutes. We're almost 15 minutes in. So we'll do a quick rundown of the field here. The top four have not changed, as it is still Mike Stoffmill in the lead, followed by Travis Wallace, Martin Peterman, and Carl Vega on your screen now, as they're battling for the final podium position here. But Sean Kinney has gotten around Josiah Jerome for 5th, and Josiah Jerome now 6th. Who's low?
People.
Sure. I can't think of his name.
Who are you talking about? Sorry.
in 7th.
Oh, Alex Loeffler.
Loeffler, that was it. God, I kept wanting. I thought it was letter, and I was like, it's not letter. There's an O in it. No. Loeffler. There we go.
Listen,
Loeffler 7th.
I had a World of Tanks flashback because you said low, and I'm like, what? That's a tank. That's a German tank. What are you talking about?
Oh, these things drive like tanks. They do not like to turn. Anyways, finish that off. Jesse Hampton sitting 8th, followed by Martel. What is it with the Germans? That's not a setup for a joke. God, in 10th.
Oh, I don't know what his name is. I'm sorry.
Okay. We have a driver in 10th.
We do.
Followed by Gonzalez, Butler. Jesus, I'm terrible at this. Anyway, Robbins is out of the race, it appears. He's 4 laps down.
Because he is...
Hurst. Yeah, there you go. Hurst. I heard you.
Dixon.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Word.
All right, so while I was struggling through that, the top two have broken away. I'm not sure if the battle between Peterman and Vega have slowed them down that much. As it looks like, I'd like to take a look at that battle. I thought they were door-to-door there. Their times were pretty much even, but it does look like Peterman got the better of that battle. No, wait, I'm reading it wrong again. God, I am terrible at this. Can we start over?
No, we're going to keep going because train wrecks are hilarious.
Jesus. Yeah, no, okay. Yeah, y'all know what's going on. You can see the timer. I can't read it right.
Me neither. That's
all right.
I've had a lot of
whiskey. I didn't refill. And this might be my problem. I didn't refill my refrigerator last night with beers whenever I ran out.
Bro, we had this conversation last night.
So I'm drinking water.
What?
I mean, this just proves that water is not good for you. It's not good for your memory. It's not good for reading. Beer is better.
I never touch the stuff. Fish fuck in it.
Oh man, this is some A+ commentary.
Listen, I don't know how you can really consider yourself a vegan if you're gonna drink a fish's house. You monster.
I never looked at it that way. Next time I talk to a vegan, I'm gonna tell them that.
Exactly.
Right to their skinny, pale face.
They won't understand. Their brain cells will have atrophied to the point where their human language is just no longer a thing.
Oh,
Travis Wall is currently moving into harpoon Mike Stoffmill as much as he can and give him the pit maneuver around the corner.
Well, I'm not going to say that I didn't try.
If you're not cheating, you ain't trying, boys.
Yeah, if you've been watching the race and not listening to us, whatever we're doing over the race here, over the past few laps, I've tried some new lines, and these cars do not like curves. Anybody in this series that's running it could attest to that. But I have been on every curb on the track. I've run in the dirt.
I've noticed.
I've tried everything I can to make this track as short as possible to hang on to Mike Stoffmill. And like I said, man, even with a 22-pound weight penalty, if you want to call it that, a ballast in his car, he was still tough to keep up with. I mean,
Sounds like somebody needs a tractor beam.
He would get about a second and a half, which is about what he's got on me now, and it would take 3, 4, 5 laps sometimes to run him down. It was one of the hardest chasing races I think I've driven.
Travis Wallace coming down the backstretch, trying to get on the inside and then make sure that Mike Stoffmill goes off into the trees.
I think there was... How many times did I hit him?
17.
I think I made contact with him 3 times during this race.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's way better than a lot of people.
Yeah, I was... I did get physical whenever I would actually catch up to him. I could get close, but it was... You see there, I'm running through the dirt on the bus stop, trying to make that turn as short as possible. Yeah, no, I could get close to him, but I couldn't actually do anything once I got there. It was pretty frustrating.
I can dig on that.
Yeah,
I've seen people make 0 contact with Mike Stoffmill in races before, so there you are.
Yeah, and I mean, like, anybody that's tried to push somebody in these things knows that it's not ideal because it will spin the guy doing the pushing. You gotta do it just right. You gotta be ready for it. The no weight in the front of these things is really not good for trying to push somebody out of the way.
I think we should do one of these races, but instead of doing multiple laps, just have it all in one straight line. This is going to be the world's longest drag race.
I was gonna say, so you're saying we should just drag race?
Yes, but like for 50 kilometers.
Okay. Whoa! Who is this?
Hello.
Well, that's Loeffler, so that... Oh, no, that was Josiah Jerome. And that looked like... Yep, that's... Okay, so that was turn 2. Very easy to spin the tires there since you're cresting the hill. Looks like that's what happened. Just too much throttle coming out of turn 2, and he sent it around, but he regathers it. And looks like he's going to fall to 8th, and that's where it's going to stop, as there's still a 7-second gap back to Martel. Had a lot of people sign out of this race. I was expecting an extremely small grid, but what did we start this with? 16 or 17 cars, I think?
Something like that, yeah.
So we've lost a few here. But, yeah, it ended up being a good-sized grid. That was, what was it, like 9 people, I think. Something like that, that signed out. So Carl Vega, over the last 10 minutes since we checked on him, has been doing some work. And he is no longer 3 seconds back. He's caught up to the back of Peterman once again. So we get to watch this battle and see how it turns out. I lied to you. We're going back to the battle for the lead.
Shoot him! Shoot him in the butt!
I've already seen this battle. I would like to watch the battle for third. As Vega has once again gotten it under a second. I guess both of them are pretty tight battles. So, hey, either one would be entertaining to watch. But this one's on screen, so I guess we'll talk about it. Not much to talk about, though.
As I understand it, Mike Stoffmill is pretty much just toying with you at this point because you are a scrub.
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe it wasn't the ballast. Maybe maybe he was just trying to rub it in my face.
He
Like,
actually told me he didn't
I'm
take
better
the
than
ballast
you.
at all. He was just fucking around.
It's got the crowbar and ripped it right out.
Yeah.
Sneaky bastard.
From what I understand, Stoffmill refuses to take any ballast if it's not in supermodel format.
I can't blame him. There we go. Now we're going to need to look at the Peterman Vega battle. Heading down to the bus stop, Vega jumping to the inside. Both drivers hard on the brakes. Vega going to get it done.
Hell yeah!
I've got something connecting and disconnecting. Sorry for the boopity-boops.
Sounds like you need to take a shotgun to something.
It's been doing that all day. I don't know what it is. I've unplugged, I've replugged, I've switched plugs. It keeps beeping.
Is it your controller for Rocket League?
I don't think so. I think it's my sensor for the Rift.
Ooh.
Because it'll every now and then when I go to, like, actually when this race started, all I could do was like look up and down and left and right. I couldn't actually like lean over. It would stay in the same spot in the car. It said that my sensor wasn't connected, so I don't know. I switched the ports, but it's still beeping. I thought maybe I fixed it, but I guess
perhaps
not.
it's 3 or 4 of the sensors in your full-on Leather Daddy outfit.
Possibly. So we took a look back at Vega making the move for third, and somewhere during that, Wallace has fallen to a second off of Stoffmill. He was on his bumper when we jumped away from the battle, so clearly he's made another mistake.
Travis Wallbanger Wallace coming around trying to do his best to spin Mike Stoffmill off into the crowd.
Yeah, I don't know if it was the ballast or maybe he just didn't look like he was sliding around as much, but I mean, there's sometimes I don't know if the camera will catch it with because this is different angles than what I'm used to looking at actually in race room. But I mean, There's some of these slower corners, man, where especially that one, there's several laps that I leave a trail of smoke behind me. I'm spinning the tires so bad coming out of it, and I didn't see any smoke coming off of Stoffmill's car, so I don't know if the extra little bit of weight is helping the tires get a little bit better traction, but I could definitely outbrake him. There's 3 heavy braking spots at this track, and I had the advantage in all of those, but coming out of the corner, he would just open that gap back up that I took out in the braking zones. It was a pretty fun little back and forth with us.
I think Mike Stoffmill subscribes to the Jorgen Walby Smoothness podcast and probably just knows how to ghost his tires across the track.
Yeah, that's probably more likely what it is. I am not the smoothest.
Well, at least you're not Martin.
Yeah. I don't wreck my tires in 5 laps.
I hear that Martin plays with literally one button on the keyboard and no other controls.
Wow. Like Madden 1-button mode.
Yeah, he just kind of leans the button left and right.
Nice.
Might be one of those old Flight Thrustmaster joysticks, I don't know.
Man, I remember when I was a kid, back before I had a wheel, I used to play my racing games with a joystick.
Oh man. It's got the bomb button on top, the trigger button for the guns, and it's got an extra 1 or 2 buttons on the platform for the joystick as well.
Yeah, it worked great for like a James Bond game.
Ding 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 ding.
Could do some shoosting.
Hell yeah! When are we gonna have the Aston Martin Grand Prix? By the way,
I don't think we have. There we go. I don't think we have any Aston Martins in the race room, do we?
what the heck? Come on!
I know, right? No Aston, no Ferrari. Come on, guys. No Lamborghini.
Seriously.
Just got Porsche. Which
Good
that
to
was
go on the back
a
porch.
whole nother thing.
Here we are going around the Sepang with we're on the back porch with the rocking chair.
just had a quick flight to Asia. For those of you
That's
that are
possible, yeah.
following along.
Sonoma, Sepang, same thing.
Yeah.
People still aren't trying to put forth my brilliant idea of the Macau to Krakow rally. So y'all can go fuck yourselves. Because I'm a genius.
You heard it here first.
And repeatedly.
I really, I knew that we were racing close, but I did not think that the camera would be on us the whole time. But looking at the gaps with the rest of the field, I'm not surprised. It has thinned out. I mean, the battle for first and the battle for third, it's the only battles going on the track.
Had you known you'd be on camera this much, would you have combed your hair?
No, I would have just wrecked Stoff Mill a lot earlier.
There you go.
Just got all the excitement just right out of the way.
Well, I mean, you need to build suspense, though. I mean, it's just good storytelling.
Yeah, I guess. So that last lap dump that I pull on him will, I guess that'll be the climax.
When you
No spoilers,
the
guys!
The flamethrowers hidden in your headlights just unleash and
Yes.
like, wreck his engine.
Melt his tires. He gets stuck to the pavement. It was all
No.
in the plan.
You're gonna melt his tires faster than Martin doing a single lap. I like the fact that it says bankrupt all over your car. Or what does that say? Sorry? Bahamut? Baphomet? Something?
Bankrupt?
Hail Satan?
Blow Punky? Blay
Something.
Punky? Blow Punky? I don't know.
It's
Nope,
got a T
that's a
on the
T.
end. Yeah. T for
Why is my
Travis.
car German? I have German words. I'm guessing it's German.
Listen, time
Who
out.
else puts a K in a T?
Did you literally just ask, why is my Porsche German?
Yeah, well, I picked this car because it was the only American driver in the race room grid on here. I was like, oh, American, yeah. And
Listen,
it's a
4th of
German
July.
sponsor.
Listen,
I
Captain
didn't
4th of
notice it
July,
until just now. Thanks, you ruined it.
Did you have fun invading the airports? I heard about that. Don't pretend it didn't happen. Jesus Christ.
Wasn't there.
No. Somebody apparently did like a really hilarious fake account of invading airports and stuff. It's like a diary, like a letter back home to his sweetheart type thing. I'll have to find it.
That is awesome.
Actually, everybody listening to this asked Mio to link you up to that. A friend of ours posted it on Facebook. I just don't know where it is, but I could probably find it. But make him do it.
Everyone listening to this, with just the two of us in the booth, you are going to get blasted with 3 messages asking for that link.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, oh god, it's those two.
Those assholes again.
Not watching this. Up, here we go. Here we go. Love tap.
That'll be
Put him in the wall.
Fucking
Boom.
Gravy Heights.
There we go. Put him in the wall.
I think that's the way I'll intro our next video. Is it's like, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's those assholes again, and then just not expound.
Oh crap, we know what's coming.
You know what it is. You know what time it is.
Random blabberings from the commentators in the booth, clearly not watching the race that is at hand.
Listen, what's the best goddamn use for squirrel paste? I try and patch a tire with it, ain't worked enough with a goddamn shit.
It's better for radiators. You get the fur wet and it sticks right. It's like the old egg trick, except with the squirrel parts.
New from the manufacturers of squirrel paste, possum grommets.
I have to start working on that.
Hell yeah.
Maybe that's the one we'll make for tires.
That's the one you put in. You use those for like lug nuts.
Oh, I got this weird vibration. I got the cure for that. Possum grommets. TM.
You need to shim that up with a possum grommet. That's what that is. Y'all got a little wibble wobble? You get you a possum grommet.
Hell yeah. A little lap traffic coming up.
Sometimes I hate my brain. Sometimes it's great.
Oh, never mind. Lap traffic in the pits.
Oh, harpoon that guy.
Oh, boo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Oh,
Pit alarm.
Dang, man. Somebody's stealing that goddamn car. What the hell kind of crime rate you got going on here in this digital goddamn wasteland?
We didn't steal it. They left the keys in it.
Shit. Travis Wallace coming around the back loopy thingamabob, trying to do his best to put Mike Stoffmeal in the goddamn ground.
I just can't catch him. I can almost catch him.
Mike Stoffmeal currently trying to respond to all of Travis Wallace's fake bomb threats on all of the dikes around Holland. It's an agricultural joke. I don't expect you guys you wouldn't understand, race nerds.
Here we go.
Oh, you're pretty close on that one.
Gotta run this time. Stoffmeal going defensive.
Suck a duck.
Wallace looking high. ST, not a sponsor.
Away. Oh, no.
Oh.
I was gonna say we cut away to the goddamn billboard. Fantastic.
He had a bumper on him there. Stoffmeal doing a great job of defensing. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, defensinating.
Defensing. Holding Wallace right on the inside, not giving a lick of room. No contact, though, so no penalties handed out quite yet.
I ain't seen this much action since the War of Northern Aggression. It's a 4th of July joke. I don't expect you race nerds to get it.
God, should have had like a wall counter. Jesus Christ. A wall hit counter for myself. A little ticker running off. I don't know how many times it was, but it was at least 5 that I would catch the pit wall coming out of the hairpin, man. That wall comes up real quick. Most of them were just a small little tap, but it was one. Actually, God, it was towards the end of the race. We'll probably get to see it here if it doesn't cut away. Stoffmeal and me both just smack it.
Travis going to try and tap you harder than Gregory Hines on a meth binge. It's a dance joke. I don't expect you race nerds to get that one.
Just so many.
It's a motif.
Just right over our heads.
Fire folk on torpedoes.
With the sound effects. I love it.
So there's a place in town that apparently they've been selling like airsoft gear, like a home-based business for a while. And they just opened up a storefront and they're getting firearms and ammunition in stock. So I hopped on the bus and went up to check it out. And they decided to close down for the day because they were at some sort of event. And they didn't update their online presence to let me know. I was not pleased.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that was nice of them. They should have knew you were coming.
Well, I mean, no. But it would have been good to know that I didn't need to go there today because I was sort of looking to see if what they had and perhaps making a purchase. I like that. Who's that ahead of James Boutelier is your boy Tony Khan, or Tonito Commissar, or I'm not really sure what T-Con stands for. Anyway, T-Con's car looks interesting, and probably for Breast Cancer Awareness Year or something.
Yeah, I call him not Darcy Parkinson because they're in the same car and Darcy didn't
Darcy
make
drives
this
that
race. So yeah.
I never get to see what Darcy drives because he's always in last.
Yeah, He doesn't race much nowadays. He shows
No,
up
it's
every now and
probably
then.
because
I think right
he's-
now he's waiting on his Pimax to get back to him, and then
I
he'll be
think
back
he's-
on the grid.
Just too busy playing Rocket League professionally.
He needs to learn me some things because
Hell yeah.
I'm anything but professional on there.
Sir, you are the best goalie that isn't me or Mio Dread. So you just relax.
I mean, it's the only thing I'm good at, so that's what I stick with.
Defense is the best fence, but make sure you use possum grommets to hold that up.
Yes. I think I saw some more lap traffic coming up, which could potentially, quite possibly, yep, there they were, shake up the end of the race here for the leaders, who are once again nose to tail. And 7 minutes left, and we're catching some lap traffic. So that could make things entertaining.
I am entertained. Oh, it was 7-Eleven. God dang. I was going to do a shout out when it hit 7-Eleven. Y'all go down and get you Slurpee.
Yeah, missed that sponsorship on our drives, but I'm done drinking
Like
water, man.
Sirens go off. Whoop, whoop, whoop. It's 7-Eleven, bitches.
Back on the
Also-
battle for ninth.
Travis, have you tried to contact the developers and see if you can get yourself like a coon skin for your, or a coon tail for your whip antenna?
I've not, but Butler making a move,
Mm-hmm.
heading on to the infield section, and he gets it done. So Butler up
James
to
Butler.
ninth position. Got
It'd be really
the
great
banana
if you
rolling.
just drop back one name, drop back one place, and tell me who's behind Butler.
There it is. Who is it?
Oh, I missed Timo. Oh. Koniecki.
You nailed it.
Konieczny? Konieczny. Timo Konieczny.
I'm gonna go
May
with
or may
yes.
not be Polish.
Uh,
I'm gonna go
it's
with
a-
Polish heritage or perhaps Lithuanian.
Maybe. Looks like he's racing out of Germany.
Yeah, but I mean those
But
are
yeah, the surname.
pretty close to Germany.
Yeah.
Timo Konieczny. Konieczny. I'm gonna get that right. I'm gonna get that right way before Mike gets it right. God damn. Shout out to Mike who pronounces everybody's name wrong 17 different ways from Sunday.
Yeah, at least I'm not the only one, so that makes me feel a little better.
I just this guy I can't pronounce that. Your name's Daryl.
Well, look at that. That was the that battle we just got to watch. Is the two cars right in front of your leaders coming across the stripe? 5 minutes to go.
Hey.
Tires are nice and burnt off of these cars at this point. They're driving on
Summon
ice
the
from here
power
on.
of the Nordic marsupial. I miss Jorgen Malby and all of his improbable late game ridiculousness. It's like, yeah, you guys all had these really cool strategies, and I'm just so much better at just the really basic shit. So eat 1,000 pounds of distasteful genitalia, whichever it is that you do not enjoy.
I don't think any sound particularly appetizing.
Well, sure, but I mean, you probably have a preference one over the other.
None pop into my head at the moment.
Wow,
I
hate to be your wife.
can't say that that I eat a bunch of genitalia.
I'm just saying, I'd probably not marry you. Just putting that out there. You know, you take that one way or the other. However, I'm just looking for a little satisfaction. That's fine.
Yeah, I'm really trying my best not to comment on where you're trying to go with that.
I'm literally just throwing mines out and seeing who's gonna step on what. Oh, he's gonna be intolerant. Get Travis is being intolerant. Whoa, that's pretty tight. That's tight as hell. That was a nice tight corner. Your boy Mike Stoffman was like, we're gonna hug these tires so fucking hard.
Yeah, this is where you're gonna start seeing a lot of defensiveness. So I finally at the end got my stuff together and quit falling back when I would catch him.
Did you get close enough to Mike to take a few lines off the bricks of cocaine he's using as ballast?
Possibly. I'll just say
We're
possibly.
nice and focused now, motherfucker. We're coming at you.
Tell you, that is not where you want to be in the grass.
Correct.
Because it dirties up the tires, and that is a tight corner. And you can't turn, as you can see.
Yeah. I have been trying to recreate some of these
Whoa.
tracks in Trackmania, but it is not easy. That game does not have fine point detail that I can use to do corners or diagonals.
Haven't.
But it
kinda-
can be entertaining.
Yeah. Am I gonna have to get that one too? God, you are killing me.
There's a free version. We use the free version. So if everybody goes on Steam and downloads the free Trackmania thing, that's the one that I designed tracks for.
Woo. Sideways again. Slide it. Got a lapped car right here somewhere. Yep, there it is. Oh no. It holds Stoff Mill up.
Stuff them in the wall.
Stoff Mill getting a poor run out of the corner there. This is coming up to the white flag.
Would like to point out
Wallace
that
making a dive. Making a dive.
Oh,
Give me
get out of the
room.
way, get out of the way. Beep beep. Motherfucker coming through.
Here we go.
Hell yeah. your
Door
boy
to
in
door.
third place. Oh, that's pretty sad. He just took that right back, didn't he?
Door to door at the white flag.
Wah wah.
Neither driver give it an inch. Oh, it's like Stoff Mill clears him.
Travis
But runs
Wallace
it wide.
charges all the way to the front, only to have the fucking door slammed shut by a salty
They
weed
are-
smoker.
Banging doors all the way from turn 2. Even turn 4 now, still rubbing on each other.
Listen, Diesel
My
Thunder.
God. There we go.
I know that it's a couple of days after Canada's birthday, but y'all need to calm down, Days of Thunder.
Yeah, we waited until the very end to get physical with each other.
Very nice. I would like to start a petition. Can we have the 4th of July just renamed Canada's Hangover? That's all right, right? That's good.
I mean, y'all can name it what you want.
Well,
Still
I mean,
gonna
yeah,
call it
'cause-
July 4th, Independence Day. America.
I mean, we can do what we want because
The
you're,
Brits
you're
can fight
currently
it.
living in Canada's underwear.
Hey, as long as it's cozy, you know what I mean?
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to make Florida hang out like that.
Oh,
Rick,
tuck
Rick
it back in.
Martell, what's up, Rick? Everybody wave to Rick. Rick, what's up? I like that blue bumper on the yellow car, Rick. Well chosen, well chosen.
you stand out from the rest of the yellow cars.
Hell yeah. Fuck them yellow cars.
A lot of yellow cars in the series.
Travis Wallace coming around the final last two. I have no idea. Timo Konieczny. I'm gonna get that right eventually. Konieczny.
I think maybe he might have had an off there. I'm not sure why we jumped to him, but so we missed the end. But we did have Wallace that finishes first, followed by Stoff Mill. I think Vega and Peterman are across the line at this point. So is Loeffler. That was Loeffler, right?
Yep.
Yep. Nope, here he comes now. He's coming through the
Good
S's.
boy.
I lied. Oh, no, that's a
Good boy.
46-second gap. Yeah, he has not crossed yet.
Albert
Wow.
Licks Loeffler.
When? Holy cow. When did that gap get so big? How did I miss that?
I'm just gonna say I'm totally confused by Timo's name. I think isn't Timo like a Finnish first name with a not German last name, but he's from Germany. So, I mean, I'm not sure what your heritage is, sir, but I applaud your confused nature and look forward to seeing more of you in the future.
Yes.
Travis Walhax, currently best racer IRL. Thank you and good night. It's
Oh,
okay.
I
You can
wouldn't
pat
go that
yourself on the
far.
back. I'm
wouldn't
gonna go that far. Listen, I don't know a single person who's won more races over Mike Stoffmill than Travis Wallace. There is not a single
Was
person
that
on the
one?
planet who's beat Mike Stoffmill more times than Travis Wallace. Currently, Travis Wallace won. Mike Stoffmill. We're not going to discuss that. Rick Martel, fantastic blue bumper, well played, sir. Matches the house and the hoodie.
Absolutely. And he brings it home in 8th. Solid finish.
Well done.
Had several people that DNF'd in this one. So the full rundown: P1 Wallace, P2 Stoffmill, P3 Vega, 4th is Peterman, Loeffler rounding out the top 5, Jesse Hampton 6th, followed by Josiah Jerome. So after the spin, he did bring it back up to 7th. So congrats on that. Martel with P8th. Konieczny is P9. Butler, P10. Gonzalez and Hurst looks like the last 2 cars that were left running in 11th and 12th. And then Kruger, Kinney, and Robbins all with the DNF in this one.
I admire your ability to correct from my mistakes and pronounce Timo's name correctly. Well done, sir. Well done.
Yeah. Total props to you for figuring that one out.
For fucking up repeatedly
Absolutely.
on camera.
I was just following direction.
Excellent.
All right, but I teased it earlier, so I guess I'll go ahead now that the race is over and give my spiel on the ballast system.
Spiel your guts.
What I noticed just in the race, Stoffmill obviously was still Stoffmill. He was quick, he was precise, but I did find that I had advantage under braking, which would be expected. His car's a decent amount heavier than the rest of the field at this point. But you could see from the gaps, granted there were a few mistakes made, and some of the other top ESR drivers weren't here, so it wasn't like a full test in this one, but still, myself, Vega, and Peterman were a good competition for Stoffmill to see how the ballast worked out, and I think that they went a bit heavier in this one than they had been going. I think that they were doing 10 kilograms and testing that out, and like I said, I don't know what it was. I'm guessing 35ish since it was 22 pounds. But yeah, so the braking was a lot longer distances for Stoffmill, but you could still see, and I'm sure Vega and Peterman would have been the same way if the mistakes there weren't made. It was still a hell of a fight. I think Stoffmill's balanced to where he needs to be. Just to take away the advantage that I had under braking, I would say that I would be around like a half, I guess, of the ballast that Stoffmill's carrying, and I would almost say anybody else that I normally race with. But like I said, a lot of those guys weren't here, so I'm not sure how they would feel about it. But just to kind of slow not just Stoffmill down to make it closer racing up front, but to slow all of the top guys down to where it's not, whenever people drop out, we have, like this race was basically just the 2 guys out front the whole time. But to really shake it up and let some of the guys that normally fall around, P5, P6, something like that, be able to get up there and race for the win as well. And again, that's just my 2 cents. I think that's where we're at. We're seeing that the ballasting system is working. Stoffmill did not win by 40 seconds in a 40-minute race, or 40 seconds in a 45-minute race, so it's definitely doing its job. And just the fact that he did finish P2, I think now it's time to start trying to balance the rest of the guys that are in the top of the grid normally.
So you're saying probably give Martel at least 72 kilograms of pure uranium because he is OP, please nerf.
Yep, yep. That's how we'll end it. So thank you guys for joining us. We had a good time talking about not the race today. But that's what
Hell
you
yeah.
get when they leave it to me and Byron. So
Everybody else
Um,
fucked right the fuck. Listen, Martin posted the link to the video, and everybody else went offline immediately. So this is what you get, and you're gonna like it. And I know the race people are gonna like it because I'm here and I am very attractive, and I might be going to beer run after this. So all aboard the booze train.
yeah, I know I will be. This water ain't doing it for me.
Hell no.
All right, so that's it, guys. Good night.
PossumCrommets.com.